Good afternoon, everybody. We do have some early birds here today. Hi, Donna. You were early. Hi, Linda. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Jean. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Margaret. How are we all? Very wet Bedworth. Yes, it's a very wet Eccleshall as well, Margaret, to be honest. So, yeah, wet and cold, to be honest. Hi, Hazel. Were you sitting next to the computer, were you, Donna? Hi, Lisa. Oh, I hope everybody else is warmer than me. Hi, Alison. Hi, Pat. Full of cold. Oh, dear. That's not good. Wrong time of the year to be full of cold. Hi, Irene. Ready and waiting for me. Oh, bless you, Donna. Hi, Josephine. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Mavis. I don't recognise that name, so welcome if it's your first time. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Patricia. Right, I think we'll make a start, because before I actually start the card, I just want to run through the actual kit with you. Hi, Maria. Hi, Jill. Just to show you what fantastic value it is at full price, let alone with 20% off. I mean, 20%. Wow. You see this little, I've got it right before, this little QR code here. If you scan the QR code, it will take you straight to the Christmas kit. And then if you use this little code down here, just put Christmas in the checkout and you'll get your 20% off. And believe me, it is an awesome deal at full price. So with this discount as well, it's just a no-brainer, really. I'm even contemplating getting a second kit, mind you. When I look at how much I haven't used, maybe not. So if I just quickly run through what's in it, I love these. I'm using the silver ones today. I'm using the very small ones. Not many of them, because there aren't many on here, but they're so different to everything else that I've seen. And they just finish my card off. I've used gold on the one I'm going to show you, the one that I've done in preparation. But either one, gold or silver, will look absolutely fabulous on your project. Sunny and Devon, well, lucky you, Irene. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Penny. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Bonnie. Obsessed with the gems. Yes, well, 20% off, Donna. You might as well get another kit. You know, I know you went a bit bananas making samples and things, so I'm not surprised if you've used it all. So yeah, those are the gems. And then you get these fabulous stickers. I mean, there are loads in here. This kit is just going to give you so much value for money. It's just unbelievable. I mean, you can see I've used some of mine, but there are so many in here that it is just going to last you for such a long time. I love the sentiments. They're too big for the card that I'm making today, but they're perfect for sort of 5x7 or even like A6 cards. You know, they're just the perfect size, and you don't have to put much else with them at all. So you've got little sleighs, and you've got ribbons and strips of ribbon, and then you've got your sentiments, and these are on stickers, and then you've got little floral stickers as well. That in itself is fabulous. Then you've got your sentiments, and I think we worked it out. I can't remember now. I want to say 144, but I'm sure there's more than that, because there's 4 different colourways, as you can see, and there's 4 sheets of each colourway, and they're all self-adhesive. They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. They say the same on each colour, but this has done 4 colours, so that sort of covers 99% of whatever cards you're going to make. So, you know, I don't think you'll go short. Hi, Connie. Hi, Tony. Gosh, there are a lot of you here today. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Chris. Hi, Janet. Just ordered it. Well, I mean, it's a no-brainer, really. Don't think the sentiments are in the kit. My bad. But they're worth getting. If you've still got any, I'll put them to one side. My bad. Sorry. And then you've got your stamps, which say the same as the stickers. So if you run out of stickers, you can make your own. And they're brilliant. And then, of course, you've got a die that will cut them out. And then you've got these little label dies, so you can make your own gift labels. Absolutely fabulous. Brilliant idea. Hi, Suzanne. So that's those. And then the papers. Oh, my days. The papers are divine. They really, really are. The colourways. I suppose, yes, they're traditional Christmas colours, but there are non-traditional colours in here as well. And I just think they are perfect for lots of occasions. See, this one here, I would even say doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. Let me show you this one. That wouldn't have to be Christmas, would it? I don't think it would. I love the dotty papers. I've used the dotty papers on both my cards today, and they come in 5 colours. And then this other one is one of my faves. I love this. I think this is just divine. I think the muted colours on that are fabulous. But they're just stunning paper, and the quality. It's 200 GSM cardstock. It's superb. You could actually make a card just out of the cardstock and just put a greeting on the front. It's incredible. And then you've got these little fabulous dies as well. So you've got a little Christmas tree. You've got the word Christmas, little stocking. I love that. I think that's fabulous. And a snowflake. And then you've got this postage frame here. And then 2 little frames that all go inside that. I mean, it covers everything, doesn't it? Absolutely everything. So don't forget, 20% off. And that will go on until the 8th of December. So, and it's only on that kit. That 20% discount is purely and simply on that kit. Okay. So if you're thinking of getting it, now's the time to get it. Order it as a Christmas present for yourself. Why wouldn't you? I think it's amazing. Just put that out of the way though. I've got glitter all over my desk now. And the other thing that comes in the kit, now I've decanted mine into little pots because they come in a little cellophane bag. And I wanted to keep them really safe, so I've decanted mine into little pots. So you get your glitter. I don't know whether you can see this. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful, beautiful glitter. And then you get your sequins. And again, I've decanted them because I wanted to keep them safe. But again, these are beautiful. They're very iridescent, and they sort of change colour depending on what sort of angle you look at them. I just think they're brilliant. I'm a bit like that, Lorraine, because I love that checked paper quite so much. And yeah, Linda, the dotty papers are beautiful, and they're double-sided as well. Didn't show you that, did I? Let me just grab the papers. Just put that over there. The papers that are... No, they're not. Why did I think they were double-sided? I must be thinking of something else. I know, I was thinking of the dotty papers that Lisa bought out when she first started. They were double-sided. Shut up, Dawn. Anyway, this was the card that I made in preparation. So this is where we're headed, okay? So it's a quintuple stepper card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, okay? But it's not as difficult as it looks. It really isn't. And honestly, if it was difficult, I wouldn't do it, because I don't do difficult. I just can't. It just, my brain doesn't work in really complicated measurements and things, and these really aren't complicated. So it looks effective. When it stands on the mantelpiece or wherever people put their cards, I think it's going to be a bit of a showstopper. So I'm really taken with this. Okay, and you can see I've used 2 different papers so that it all ties in. and I've also used the gold satin card out of the latest satin card collection because I just think it's fabulous. I didn't want to use colours on the poinsettia, and this is the poinsettia that I've used. Again, one of Lisa's very, very early folders. This is number 30. We're on 260 something now, I think. So you can tell how early this one was bought out. But this comes with a die. So you get the embossing folder and you get the die. So all I've done is cut 2 out of that gold satin card and embossed them. And then I've just fussy cut the top one. I've cut these back leaves away so that there's just a little bit of depth and it looks a little bit different. Okay, so that's the poinsettia that I've used. I was going to use the ovals here, and I changed my mind primarily because they are quite big. And if I put an oval on here, you wouldn't be able to see these papers and it would hide quite a bit of these papers. This one wouldn't matter so much, but I didn't see the point in putting papers up here if I was going to hide it with another die cut. But if you wanted to do something a little bit different, you could of course use the ovals as your centerpiece, or the circles, or even the rectangles. The bubble rectangles or the heart rectangles, either will look just as good on the middle there. But for this one, I just wanted to use the poinsettia. So that was just an idea, really, just to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to show you a template, okay? And I'm going to show you this so that it's sitting on the video for quite a while, and I'm just going to run through it and then we're going to make the card, okay? Just because I wanted to say it isn't as difficult as it looks, okay? So your piece of base card is 8 by 10, okay? And the card I've made this out of is Lisa's white texture card. Now that's 216 GSM. Lisa's also got some fabulous super smooth card, which is 300 GSM. That is back on the website, by the way, today, and it's $14.99 for 40 sheets, which I think is an awesome price for the quality of the cardstock. It's a ridiculously low price. So if you wanted some of that, I know it's been out of stock for quite some time, and it is the best cardstock, smooth cardstock for doing. Oh yes, Margaret, you definitely need a pen and paper. It's for me, it's the best cardstock for using Lisa's blending inks on. Okay, so if you've not tried it, please do, because I would use it over and above anything else. Yes, Lorraine, I did think about the sleigh, but I decided to go with the poinsettia because it matched my papers. But if you used one of the other papers, so like the stripes, would also look really good. No problem, Sue. You could use that as well. I also thought about the fir trees that Lisa bought out ages and ages ago now. But again, like I say, I just wanted to use the poinsettia and I wanted it all to tie in, which is why I haven't used lots of colours on this. I haven't sort of gone and done it, inked it on white card. I just wanted it on gold. Okay, today's is going to look quite different. So to get this, you're starting with a piece of 8 by 10. Okay, now I don't know whether you can read my measurements on here, but I am going to read them out to you as well anyway. So your piece of card is 8 by 10. On the short side, you're going to make a mark at 1.5 inches, 3 inches, 5 inches, and 6.5 inches. Okay, and you're going to do the same at the bottom. Now, the way I did mine, I just bring my huge scoreboard in. I made marks on my board. It doesn't bother me. It helps me out. So in order to make life easier for myself, I don't know whether you can see all of my scoreboard, probably not. Just, I think. I've just made a mark on my board at those inch marks that I wanted. Okay, so I've got 1.5, 3, 5 and 6.5. There are other marks here, but I'll come to that in a minute. And then just draw a faint pencil line from top to bottom. Okay, so you've got four guidelines, if you like. Okay, because that's going to help you when you turn it round. So when you turn it round, these are where you're going to make your score lines. Okay, and this is where you're going to be folding your card to make your stepper. Should you have put the code in? No, you should put the code Christmas, Suzanne, when you check out. You have to put the code in to get the discount. So your score lines, on the first one you're going to score at the 3-inch mark. Make yourself some marks along the top here. Miss this bit out. At 3 inches, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so from 3 inches at 1 inch intervals down to 8 inches. Okay, you don't need to draw lines on that, but make the same marks at the bottom as well. Okay, and then you're going to score on this first line. You're going to go from that 3-inch mark down to that first line there. Okay, and you're going to repeat that on the bottom section. So again, you're going to score from there to the bottom of the card. I am going to do this in a minute, so please don't panic. Didn't put the code in, but I got a discount. On the 4-inch mark, you're going to go down to that first score line and you're going to score from that first score line to the next pencil line down here. Okay, and then you're going to repeat that on that second section up from the bottom. Okay, with me so far? We are going to do it, so don't panic. On this middle section here at your 5-inch mark, you're just going to score that middle piece. Okay, so between the 3-inch and the 5-inch marks, pencil lines that you drew. Honestly, Janet, it really isn't as difficult as I'm making it sound, I promise, because I'm going to show you in a minute. On your 6-inch mark, you're going to repeat what you've done on the 3-inch mark. So you're just going to score from there to the first line, and at the bottom, from that last line to the bottom of the card. And then at the 7-inch line, you're going to repeat what you did here, and the same here. And then at the 8-inch line, you're going to score across those first 2 sections and those bottom 2 sections. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to put that card back in a minute, but let's do it so that you can see how easy it is. All right, but I wanted to run through it first. So we're going to make a mark at 1.5, 3, 5 and 6.5, and we're going to do exactly the same at the bottom. 1.5, 3, 5 and 6.5. So make sure I've got my lines right. Okay, and then you're going to join those lines up. Use a sharp pencil and make your pencil lines quite faint, because you're going to rub these out afterwards anyway. They're just guidelines. It's just to make your life a little bit easier when you come to do your scoring on the other side. So join these lines up, these pencil marks, with a faint pencil line, and then we can turn it round and we can do the scoring. Okay. Now, obviously, my scoreboard does come with a scoring tool, but I don't like using it because I find it a little bit too wide. So I'm using just an ordinary scoring tool. Okay. So we're going to make marks on the long side at 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches and 8 inches. And we're going to go to the bottom and we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to go 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches and 8 inches. Don't need to join the pencil lines up, that's purely to help you with your scoring. So at this first 3-inch mark here that you've made, you're going to score from the top to that first line. Okay, so top to that first line, and you're going to repeat that at the bottom. So go from the bottom to the first line, like so. Okay, Then on the next section at the 4-inch mark, and I would use a ruler here unless you've got a cutting tool that's got a scoring tool on it as well. That might make you, yes you do, Lorraine, that might make it easier for you if you've got a cutting tool that will score for you as well. Okay, so on the 4-inch mark, you're going to score from this first pencil line to the second pencil line. Okay, and this is why I'm using a ruler, because I need to make sure that I'm in the right groove. All right, and then you're repeating that on this section here, so the second section up, and you're just going to score between those two lines. Then you come to the 5-inch mark, and you're going to score just that middle section. Okay, like so. And then you're going to repeat what you've just done at the 6, 7 and 8 marks. So we'll go to the 6 mark and we'll go down to the first line and we'll do the bottom line. Go to the 7-inch mark and we'll go from the first line to the second line, and from the third line to the fourth line. Okay, and then when you get to the 8-inch mark, you're going to go, probably don't need my ruler for this one, you're going to go across those first 2 sections, and then you're going to come down and do the last 2 sections. Okay, and those are your score marks. So you can see that I've made my score marks exactly where I've said here. Okay, so starting here and you're repeating from here, and that one just goes across the middle. So that's the middle of your card. All right, so your card is going to measure 8 by 5 when you've finished. It's not going to go in an 8-inch envelope, because the card is 8 inches wide and you're folding it and you're putting stuff on top of it. It's not going to go in an 8-inch envelope, so you might have to make an envelope or even put it in a box. Personally, I'd probably make a little box for it. So it's that's your choice. If you can make a bigger envelope, fine. Okay, so then you need to cut your pencil lines to make your stepper card. Okay, now I'm using a ruler and a knife. It is a sharp knife. I've put a new blade in today. If you're using a knife, please be careful. It's my tool of choice, if you like. I prefer to use a knife than a cutting tool, like, you know, a scorer or whatever, a trimmer, because the blades in the trimmer just don't last, to be fair. So from the 3-inch score line that you've done here, you're going to cut on this first line here. We're working backwards against ourselves. Okay, so we're starting at the 6.5-inch line. You're going to cut from that first 3-inch score line, and you're going to cut down to the 7-inch score line. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to cut to here. Okay, this is your 7-inch score line. And because your ruler is sitting on top of your score line, I'd just make a little pencil mark so that you know where you're going to. Because I didn't do that earlier and I went a little bit too far. But I don't really think it'll matter that much. So I'm going from that 3-inch to the 7-inch. Okay, so that's my first cut line. The second one, I'm going from the 4-inch score line down to the 8-inch score line. Okay, now I can see both score lines on here, so I don't need to make any pencil marks. Just line my ruler up and go from that score line to the 8-inch score line. Okay, and then you're going to repeat that on this side. Now the score lines are underneath my ruler, so I am just going to put a little pencil line where I need it, to here, and the same here. Actually, it's to there. So we're going to repeat what we've done here. So you're going from that 4-inch score line to your 7-inch score line. Did I say 7 or 8? 8. From your 4-inch to your 8-inch, so you're going from here to here, okay? So line it up, make sure you've got it straight. This is where a trimmer comes in, I suppose, because it's easier to get it straighter, but it doesn't bother me doing it this way. And then the last one, you're going from the 3-inch mark to the 7-inch mark, okay? So we're going to go from there to here. And I can see my score line, so I'm not worried about going too far. Okay, so those are all your cut lines. Okay, dead easy. It really isn't as difficult as it looks, I promise you. Okay, now when you fold them, can't see very well. It's probably because it's a bit faint, Janet. I would rewind it and watch it again, because if you follow what I'm saying as opposed to what you can see, I will take a photograph of this and I'll put it in the description box underneath the video so that it's there for you to have a look at. Okay, but these folds here, if I lift it up, can you see it better? This first lot of folds here are all mounting folds, okay? And the second lot are all valley folds. And then the top ones are all mounting folds. And I promise you, they will just fold and follow on really quite easily, all right? So first one, we're just going to fold it there. And the same the other side. Don't worry about this bit in the middle. Your next line, just crease it. And if you use the front piece to help you, it will make life easier. And then do the same on this piece here. Just crease along that score line. Okay? Don't worry about it being perfect just yet, because you can go back and burnish these score lines in a minute. And then we're going to mounting fold all these at the back. So this is our last fold. Okay? And as you fold this last piece, you will see that it will start to just form itself, as it were. Okay, then all you've got to do is just go back and burnish every single one of these score lines. And don't forget to do this bit, because it will help your card stand up properly. Okay, I think it's worth watching it twice, Janet. It's not difficult, it's just involved. Don't forget to score the lines inside your card as well. Alright, because that's going to help. So that when you stand that up, that is your card. Okay? I'm not sure why mine's got a bit of a wobble on. Perhaps I didn't cut the card right. But I have got one that I prepared earlier. In true Blue Peter fashion, I am always prepared. Okay? So that's your basic card. Okay? Now that wasn't that difficult. I know that the measurements weren't easy to see. But I've tried to do them in different colours so that you can differentiate between the score lines and the cut lines. Okay, so the cut lines are done on the short side and the score lines are done on the long side. All right, but please go back and re-watch it to make sure that you get it right. It's worth it, I promise you. So now I've done that, I can get rid of this huge thing out of my way. And we can just concentrate on the card. Okay, so I've used a different set of papers for this one, still from the same kit, but I've gone for the blue tones flowers on this one, and I've used the blue satin card from the last lot of satin card that Lisa bought out. It's probably because it's in a lot of it's in pencil, Janet, and it's writing. If I get the focus right for the card making, the pencil is a little bit faint, but I will take a photograph and I will put it in the description box, and that will help. All right, so your piece of satin card that is going across the bottom here. Now you can do this in two ways. You can either do it in one piece like I've done it, or you can do it in 3 pieces. So you can have a piece here, a piece in the middle, and a piece this side. Personally, I didn't think it was worth it. I think it looks better as all in one piece. Okay, so this piece is 7 3/4 by 1 3/4. It's all inches. Okay, and that's going to sit on the front of your card there. Don't forget to rub all your pencil lines out. Okay, and if you're using texture card, you might have to do it more than once because the pencil will sit into the texture a little bit. So that's my satin card, and then my designer paper is 7 5/8 by 1 5/8. Okay, now you know that I've said before I do like a small matten layer when I'm doing stuff like this. If you want your matten layer to look a little bit bigger, then take it down another 1/8 of an inch when you cut your designer paper, and that will give you a little bit more of a border with your satin card. Okay, but I prefer the smaller one, so that's what I've gone for. So let's just glue the paper, stick that to the satin card, and then we can put that on the front of the card. And I've used this blue satin card throughout. Wherever I've needed satin card, I've used this blue, and I do think it's a beautiful colour. And trust me, when you look through the satin card, you can tell the different colours. I know Lisa struggled to show them on TV, but in real life, they do look different. So that's my first bit, and then that's going on the front there. So if I add this down to the front, and then I can move on to those panels that are stepping up. Okay, so that's going across the front there, like so. And already I think that looks quite classy. Let's pick my gems up because I'm going to need them in a minute. Okay, and then you want to decorate these 4 panels. So you're decorating from the top score line. Okay, so I've got 4 pieces of satin card for these 4 panels, which are slightly smaller than the central one, and these are 2 7/8 by 1 3/8. Yes, so it is. Okay, so that's those 4 panels there. And then I've cut my papers, and I've gone with 2 different types. So I've gone with the sort of bluey grey dotty, which are going on the outside, and then I've used the same papers that I've used on that front panel, and they are obviously 1/8 of an inch smaller. They're 2 6/8 by 1 2/8. Okay, so I've cut them accordingly. So that's how I'm going to lay those out. Okay, and then that middle panel there is a little bit bigger. So my satin card is 2 7/8 by 1 3/4, and my designer paper, and I've gone for the dotty because I've got 2 dotty and 2 floral, and these 2 floral echo this, so I wanted the middle panel to echo these 2 here just for balance. And again, that's 2 6/8 by 1 5/8, so it's just an 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around. Okay, so if we go ahead and add all those down, it's nice to see so many of you here. I've missed a lot on the Facebook group, I think. Hi Heather, Helen, Julie, Margaret, Donna, Helen, Maz, Becky. Nice to see you all watching. Okay, so that's my middle panel, like so. And then that's going on that middle panel there. And if you always place these panels near that top score line, they will always be in the right position. Okay, so I'm going up at the top there, and you can see it's a nice matten layer on this piece as well, and it looks the same top and bottom, so it's all nice and balanced. Okay, and then we can just add these down, and then we can get to the decoration in the middle. And like I say, I've used that beautiful poinsettia, and I've just cut it twice and fussy cut one layer down a little bit. so that it sort of looks a little bit more detailed. It is a beautiful embossing folder, and because Lisa's embossing folders are quite so beautifully deep, if you want to fussy cut some of the petals away like I've done, you can just follow the embossed lines. Because the embossing is so deep, it does make fussy cutting really, really easy. Hi Suzette. They give really good guidelines for you. So, you know, if you've got some of the earlier embossing folders that either came with one die or didn't come with a die at all, you can still cut things away from them. You can still fussy cut parts of them out, because you just need to follow the embossed lines and you won't go far wrong, I promise. Can I say that size again? Which one, Janet? Tell me which one you missed and I'll reiterate for you. I'll wait till I see your comment. So we'll just put that on there. And then we can add these down to the main card. This middle panel here, the middle panel is, the satin card is 2 7/8 by 1 3/4. And the designer paper is 1/8 of an inch smaller at 2 6/8 by 1 5/8. Okay. As I say, I will put measurements as well. I'll put those in the description as well for you, as well as the template, because once you see the template will make life easy for you. I think having a diagram to follow when you're doing something like this is a bonus. Watching somebody do it helps me, and I know a lot of people like learning by watching somebody else, and that's great. But if you're a learner by following a picture, then you'll get the best of both worlds, won't you? So I will do both of those. So then we're just going to add these on here like so. And I think it looks a little bit classy. I think the papers and the satin card together just scream expensive. Do to me anyway. So that's my last piece. Okay, so if I stand that up again, look at that. Doesn't that look fab? I love that. I think that's beautiful. Okay, so then I'm coming to my poinsettia. Now you can see here, this is actually just the die, and then I've put it through the embossing folder. Okay, card and paper. Yeah, that's true, Sue. If you wanted it to be a lot more sturdy, then obviously you can use a thicker card. I would not go above 300 GSM. If you're going to use Lisa's super smooth card, that will be equally as good. But if you go any thicker than that, I think you'll find your crease lines won't be crisp enough to help it stand up properly. That would be my opinion anyway. So that's the main die cut out and embossed, and then I cut out and embossed it again, and then all I've done is cut away these leaves. So these would be the green leaves, if you like, and the rest of the flower would be the red or the white or whatever. Excuse me. So I've just cut away those what I would consider to be green leaves, okay, and I've just left it like that. All I've done in the middle here is I've just used one of my Copic markers and just coloured the little berries that are in the middle, just to lift the centre of that flower a little bit. And then when you're lining it up, I always look for one particular part of the flower, and in this instance there's one petal that's got sort of like a little hook on it, and I always look for that when I'm lining up. So I'm going to line that up like that, and I'm going to 3D this, and then I'm going to pop it on the front here. So if I add my 3D glue to my flower, and then I can put this down on the base of the card. Obviously, if you're using 3D glue, don't make it 10 minutes before you want to sand it, because your flower will just end up squashed and horrible. So if you're using 3D glue gel, give yourself plenty of time. It's always worth it. So if I look for the petal with the little hook, this one, and that same one there, then that helps me to line it up on top like that. Okay, press it down to the depth that you want it. Don't be too heavy-handed with it because you don't want to squash it completely. And then all you need to do is just decide how you want to position it on that middle panel. I don't want it all the way down here, but I don't want it up the top. I sort of want it in the middle. Okay, so again, I'm going to add 3D glue. Now I've got to be careful here because I don't want to put too much pressure on here because I don't want to squash that top bit. So I suppose what I could have done was added this first layer down to the card first, and then I put my second layer on, but I'm not going to squash it that much. So just make sure I've got my glue in the right place. Where do I want it? I want that little hooky bit at the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to add that down there like so. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to stand it up for too long, so I don't want it to drop off. I just want to check that my glue is all in the right place, which it is. Okay, so that's my main flower. Now on the first one that I did, this one, I didn't put anything on these panels because I didn't really think it needed anything. But if you wanted to add something, I've just cut a couple of the little Christmas trees with that die set that I showed you. And you could, if you wanted to, put a couple of little Christmas trees onto the dotty paper. I'm not sure whether it needs it. I don't think I'm going to put them on. But just really to show you that you can if you wanted. The snowflake cuts beautifully as well. But for me, the snowflake was just a little bit too big. And because you've already got an 8-inch card, if you put the snowflake on, it's going to go slightly off the edge, so it's going to make it a little bit bigger than an 8-inch card. Okay, so that's why I decided against the snowflake. But the little tree also comes with its own little trunk as well, so it cuts separately. But I just think it's so cute. But I'm not going to use them on today's card because I didn't plan on using them. I just wanted to cut them out to show you. Okay, so then I used the sentiments. And again, for this one, I've gone with the white sentiments. On the other one, I went with the red because obviously the red sort of fitted in with the gold really beautifully. But on this one, I've cut 2 pieces of satin card and I've just stuck my stickers on the top. And this piece is going up here and this piece is going down here. Okay, if you didn't want to use those sentiments, you could, of course, use the labels, those little dies, and you could add a label on instead. Okay, so all I've done here is I've used one of the stickers. Just bring it, is it still in focus? If you use one of the stickers and just cut it away so that it just fills the bottom part of the label. I've used 2 sizes here, the smallest one and the next one up. And then I've just used one of the other stickers, the circular ones, and I've just cut the Just For You out. You could stamp a sentiment on there as well if you wanted, and then you could put that one there instead so that it just looked a little bit different. But I am going to use these today because that was what I planned on using. And I also 3D'd them because I didn't want them to be totally flat, but I didn't want to mess around with pads because I'd have to start and cut them down because these are quite narrow. So I've just used a little bit of 3D glue gel, and then the last thing that I'm going to do is add my little gems. Okay, so if I just use my tweezers and put my Merry Christmas wishes up the top here. And I could have just used the stickers and just put the stickers straight down onto the card, but I wanted it to tie in with everything else, so that's why I've added them to the blue satin card, so that it all matches. Okay, and then finally, I'll just put the lid on there. I can use my little epoxy stickers, and I'm going to go with the silver, like I said, and I'm only putting them on the bottom here, and I'm probably only using 3, just random, and I only ever use odd numbers. For whatever reason I use odd numbers. I know there's a proper reason for it, but I can never remember it. But there you go, that one looks completely different to the other one, but if I'm honest, I think I prefer it. So it really isn't as complicated as it looks. I promise you will manage it. It is easy. It looks fiddly, but my word, it's worth the effort. That's a brilliant idea. Make the template first, and honestly, once you've cut it once, you get quicker. It does become easier the more that you do it, because it's doing things for the first time, and you panic a little bit, because I know I did. But once you've cut it once, the next time you come to cut it, it will be a lot easier than it was the first time. So the next time will be even easier still. Okay. So the other thing I just need to tell you before I go, I've told you about the Christmas kit. I've told you that this QR code up here will take you straight to the Christmas kit, and then enter this code down here at checkout to get you 20% discount. Okay. The Super Smooth cardstock, which is awesome card, especially if you're using Lisa's blending inks and stamping, is 300 GSM. That's again on the website today. 40 sheets for $14.99. That is a brilliant price. Okay, and the last thing I need to tell you is, please don't forget that from the 1st of January, the minimum order for free shipping will have gone up to £30. Now, it's been £20 for I don't know how long, but the way things have gone up, etc., and everybody's prices everywhere have gone up, haven't they? And especially the postage costs. And I do think that £30 is actually on a par with most other places. So, you know, I still think it's an awesome deal to get free shipping if you're spending 30 quid. So, and it's, believe me, you go on Lisa's website, it's so easy to spend 30 quid. Don't tell my husband. Anyway, that's the card for today. Claire will be with you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and she will be with you on Thursday as well. Now, next Monday, I won't be here next Monday. I'm actually having some time out for myself. I'm going out for lunch, so I'm looking forward to that. If I get a chance to do a video, I will do a video and pop that up at 1 o'clock for you. I can't promise, but I will try my best. I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'll think of something. And then, of course, Lisa will be live with you on Friday. And, might be worth a watch. Have you seen how many members we've got? Oh, my days. I'm not saying any more. Just maybe tune in on Friday. Might be worth it. Might not. Just saying. So, hope you get your Christmas kits. If you want your Christmas kit, 20% discount. That's an awesome deal. And I will see you next Thursday, but I'll try and do you a video for Monday. Okay? It's a beautiful sun. Thank you, Cindy. Been looking for get it free for. Well, this is it, Suzanne. You know, it's been. I haven't said nothing, Lisa. I haven't said nothing. It's been a £20 minimum spend for as long as I can remember now. And I think that's been pretty awesome. So I still think £30 is pretty awesome. So, you know, whatever. So please join Claire tomorrow at 2, and on Thursday at 2, and then Lisa on Friday. And I'll see you all very soon. And I'll try and do you a video for next Monday. Okay, so have a fabulous week, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.